on here. Hi, Jim. I see you waving there. It's so good to see you. Um, it is a great day to be right here, right now. I am so excited as you're popping on. Make sure you go ahead and share this with somebody. It is going to be so invaluable. You know what? Priceless, priceless. It's going to be priceless. And Robert, I was watching your call last week. I was at Chelsea, our cherished Chelsea's wonderful wedding last week, and I was watching you guys. And man, that call, how to win an election, was just bomb. And I'll tell you, better than any other election type season that I remember. You are just so on point, and I love that. And this week, today is Saturday, November 7th. I want to say Saturday, happy Saturday, everybody. 2020, and today we have our incredible master mentor going to share with us the winner is ... So make sure you grab something to take notes. You are definitely going to want to rewatch this afterwards too. Jim is on it. I'm telling you, Jim is just there on it this morning. And you can even share this. I see we are streaming live on Robert's page, and you can go there to facebook.com giving it forward to find him there. And I'm sure we're streaming in the Vision team. If not, we will be soon.
We are. We're ready to go.
You all have permission today to share this with anybody that you want. You can even do a watch party on Facebook, which I just love technology because I can share with everybody. I get the privilege, the honor to introduce to you our incredible friend-tor. I love to call him our GPS to success because he's certainly that for me and thousands of people. Robert, I think we need to do some kind of a count there to kind of get a ballpark number because that number is just getting so big. I want to ask you all to put your hands together and let's show him so much gratitude for him being with us here today. Give it up for the incredible, big-hearted, most genuine person I know, Robert Hollis.
Thank you very much, Melody. I love it. I appreciate you and Craig. Thank you so much for doing all the things behind the scenes. I bet a lot of people are looking at the title of this and going, what's going on? Who's the winner? This is going to be fun. I'm telling you what, this has been keeping me up. You know, you're going to hear a message today that I can guarantee you that you've never heard before because I've never done it. So, so I know I don't want to get you guys going. Just tell me who the winner is. And I'll tell you who the winner is. The winner is every single one of you that went into action. The winner is every one of you that went into action. So apparently, this is going to be an election in the United States where more people, percentage-wise, not just total, but in 1908, how many years ago was that? 1908 is when the last time that 65% of the people came out in America and voted. And now they're predicting over 66% of people are going to vote. So we not only hear that Biden got more votes than any other president in the history of the United States. And for those of you that don't know this, Donald Trump got the second largest votes in the history of the United States. And so the winner is the people that went into action. There was something that motivated them to go into action. And so that's the winner. Now, what I'm going to tell you is something that I learned. And when I learned this, my perception changed about everything. The first thing I want each and every one of you to know is that when I made my first $1 million in a year, the president was Ronald Reagan. And I made $1 million in a year under Bush, the following president. And I made $1 million more than a year under Clinton, the next president, and then George Bush Jr. I made millions under George Bush Jr. And then I made millions and millions of dollars under Obama. And I made millions of dollars under Trump. So I don't know what you guys will feel about this, but the true winner is me. The true winner is me. I impacted more people every presidency. I learned to impact and make a difference in more people's lives in every presidency. Now, I want every one of you to ask yourself, figure out the first time that you were able to vote, what year you turned 18. And go to Google and say, who was the president in 1962? Who was the president in 1980? That's for me. And I want you to really, really, truly ask yourself how that president and how that administration, how they altered and changed your life. That you could go back to every president and go, you know what? The reason this, and this happened to me is because of this president and this administration and these laws are what changed my life. Now, some of you know this, and it's going to be very, very important because when I got introduced to certain mentors, they shared with me a book called The Science of Getting Rich. And when they shared that book with me and I read it, it really had a defining moment in my life. A huge defining moment. And I'm going to explain what it is. Please listen to this phrase very closely. What I want for myself, I want for you. What I really, truly want for you is what I got for myself. Happiness, fulfillment, the ability to give wisdom to other people and change their lives. That's what I want for you. I want the same thing for you that my mentor gave to me. And when I talk about, for those of you that don't know me, I think this video is going to go crazy. Please share it with everyone because they need it. They need it. And so how many of you have heard you become who you hang around? If you don't believe it, I'm telling you right now, and I'm not trying to be mean, you are extremely ignorant. Ignorant is not a bad word. Ignorance means you don't know that you don't know. And regardless of where you are, you're going to see in a second that this message pertains to every country. The reason that people get angry, the reason that people go into riot, the reason that people hurt other people, the reason that people destroy things is because they don't have any hope. They have no hope and they're not inspired. They don't believe that they have an ability to make their lives better because of the country that they live in, the dictator that they're under, the administration that they're under. They really, truly believe that they can't be.
Somebody muted you, Robert.
How could they mute me?
I don't know. Well, you're back in gear now. Keep going.
Right.
Sorry about that.
No problem whatsoever. But how many people are you getting to understand? And let me tell you where this comes from. We become who we hang around. So there was a time in my life, and you don't need to know all the awfulness of it, but I was taken away from my parents when I was 13 years old. And the number one thing that every one of us want in our lives more than anything is to be connected, to be loved, to feel significant, to be a part of something. And when we really want to be a part of something, unfortunately throughout the world, and really, really honestly in the United States, there becomes this atmosphere of being competitive. Being competitive. And so when I remember when I was young, I was always involved in sports. And how did I feel great? I feel great by beating somebody else. I played baseball, I played football, I raced cars, I played basketball. You know how you feel good? By making somebody else a loser. To think that our whole program is wrapped around that I'm a winner. And it's because somebody else had to lose. Can you guys honestly hear this? And I found out very early in my life as an elementary school that I was not good in school. They did not know how to diagnose it. I was dyslexic. I couldn't read. I couldn't spell. But apparently it's a big deal to get good grades. And if you don't get good grades in one subject, you're a loser. So someone was always graduating at the top of the class. Always someone was the valedictorian. How does it make the rest of the kids feel when someone is recognized for being the smartest kid, the teacher's pet? You learn really early in life that the only way you can mean somebody to anybody is you got to be the favorite. Oh my God, your mom's favorite. Oh my God, your grandpa's favorite. Do you guys know how few people win? 46 people in the history of the world have now become president. 46 out of 7 plus whatever billion people on the planet. And that's why people are angry. People are angry because they feel if someone gets elected and a certain administration's in there is, oh my God, now I'm a winner. Why? Because the other group loses? So in the science of getting rich, the word competitive is in there 14 times. 14 times. And it says in there, you're never going to be satisfied. Listen closely. You're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be happy. You're never going to be rich in life and in business if somebody else has to lose. So I went from sports to racing. More competitive. My goal is to make sure to get to the finish line before you. And I'm willing to do anything to make sure that I win and you lose. How many of you are sick and tired of feeling like losers? I'm going to tell you right now, it's your mindset. And the whole goal of this video is to make you understand, because you won't be unique and you put a tag on yourself and other people. That's where the feeling of a loser comes from. Did you hear me? As long as someone has to lose, you're never going to achieve the fulfillment and the happiness and the success that you want if someone else has to lose. So now I'm around racetracks, and now I become a mechanic and an automotive engineer, and I'm hanging around Roger Penske, a billionaire. And the number one goal every day is to make sure we beat everybody. Because that's the only way I can feel good about myself. We got to kick everybody else's ass. That's what we got to do. Are you guys getting this? The first time that Melody Riva, her boyfriend, Doug, is with USC. My cousin used to go to USC. And he goes, Robert, you ever been to a college football game? No. Come be my guest. And I go into the Coliseum. I have never in my life felt that much energy. Oh my God. And while I'm sitting in there, I look at this giant Coliseum. I think it's like 90,000 people or something like that. I've never been around that many people. I'm in Montana. Does anybody know, our professional football team in Montana? We got none. Okay? So I'm sitting there, and immediately I look around and I go, that's weird. He goes, what's weird? I go, the people that are sitting in the end zones, they're wearing yellow and blue. And he goes, yeah, that's UCLA fans. I went, why are they sitting there? Because we're playing them, and they need to have the worst frickin' seats in the Coliseum. What? Oh, yeah, we give them a discount when they show their student ID, but the only seats that are available are the worst seats. Because this is our Coliseum, and we get the best seats. And I'm going, you guys are freaking insane. No, they became who they hung around. I went to a Georgia Tech, Georgia State game. Same thing. People beating each other up, people beating each other up in the stands, people beating each other up at the tailgate parties. I'm going, see, I don't know that I don't know. I'm ignorant. I never grew up in cities that big. I never been in a Coliseum that big. And all of a sudden I was going, wow, your whole life is based around because you like this school, you hate every other school? I hope this is ringing true for some of you. And then I got introduced from a billionaire, the 30-30-30 rule. Have any of you guys heard? Now I'm going to say it funny because it's 33 1/3, right? 33 1/3, 33 1/3, 33 1/3 adds up to 100%. So at the beginning of this video, I said the people that won are the people that acted. And they're saying they're going to beat the 1908 by 65%. And they're projecting over 66%. What's 33 and 33? 66%. So 33% voted one way and 33% the other way. What about the other 33% and a third? They didn't vote. They don't care. They're not part, they weren't motivated to act. They said, I'm going to set this one out. And that third is available in everything in the world. And when I learned that, I thought, man, that's what I want to be, is I want to be the president of the United States, so 66% of the people hate my guts. And there is nothing I can do to sway 66% of the people. No matter what I do, what I say, whatever I try to believe in, 66% of the people not only hate me, but they will do everything in their frickin' power to stop me from doing what I believe should better the people of this country. And why? Have any of you ever watched a new president get into office and the opposing team says, we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that that person does nothing? How long has it been that way? Apparently since 1908. So one side wins and the other 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 side wins. Let me do the third again. How many people know that every year there's a Super Bowl? Do you guys run into these people? Hey, Scott, it's exciting, man. Super Bowl today. And Scott goes, I don't care about football. Really? Yeah, I don't care. I'm not watching it. What are you doing? Something fun? Something enjoyable? How can you have fun and not watch the Super Bowl? Then you got another group in that third. Yeah, I watch it. Why do you watch it? What team are you for? I don't even know who's playing. Then why are you watching it? Because I got a bunch of people that are getting together and I like being around people that act like idiots. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Don't you listen? If you don't believe me, just say so. Is there any one of you that just watch the other side sometimes and just crack your ass up of how freaking radical they are? They show a game in Green Bay, Wisconsin, 30 below. And they have no clothes on and they're painted half yellow, half green with a big hunk of styrofoam on their head. What the hell? But they're not as crazy as the Raider fans. Who has the best fans? Depends on what label you are. Are you a Lakers fan or are you a Miami Heat fan? Are you a Dodgers fan? Wow. Your whole life, every day, goes through emotions because your team's either winning or losing. There's always this team that beats your team. My mom, no longer with me. She was a Viking fan. I felt so sorry for her. I think they're one of the teams that have gotten to the Super Bowl the most and never won it. I'm going, oh man. They would play a team that was undefeated and crush them. Ah! Ah! And then they would play a team that hasn't won a game and lose. Oh my God. There's something else that happens while you're watching your team. And we're watching it live right now. Wait, touchdown! Ah! Touchdown! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the field. What? What? Yeah, the penalties against your team. Touchdown no longer. That ref needs to die. That umpire needs to die. They get death threats. Referees and umpires get death threats for doing their job because the opposing team doesn't feel like they made the call correctly. Why? Because it affected their team. I know you guys are not experiencing this. There's another winner, the biggest winner of this election, the media. The media. They used to get 24 hours. Now it's too close to count, so they're on the next day, and they're on the next day, and they're on the next day, and they're on the next day. How many of you guys know when someone finally said Obama won, that that's not how it works? When the states count, then they recount, then they got to certify it. And then after they certify it and pass it to their state government, then that state government sends the electorate to the government, and then they say who the winner is. So don't you guys find it interesting that the media has been able to find a way to get incredible ratings by just calling whatever they feel they want to call? One network, Fox, Arizona goes for Biden. Holy crap! You can't do that. Yeah, they can. They're making stuff up. They're pulling it out of the air. They can do anything they want to. And 30%, a third of the people went, yeah! And the other third went, whoa! And the other third went, I don't know. So now, how many people would like to change that feeling? I'll tell you how to change that feeling. You start really simply by not being competitive. How many of you know that you're unique? You have your own DNA. So when a mentor gave me this book, Science of Getting Rich, and for those of you that see this for the first time, Rich is rich in life. And so I'm going to share my screen with you really quickly here. Can you see that, Craig?
We got it.
Okay. So this starts with chapter 5. To show you what I did is when I read this book, I put the word competitive in the search. If you don't have this book, reach out to me. Craig shared in the chat. We'll share it under the Facebook post that, where you can get a copy of this book. All right. For free. And so the very first chapter you see here is called number 5, increasing life. How many of you would like to increase your life? And so I put in the word competitive, and let's go down and just read just a couple. Riches secured on a competitive plane are never satisfactory or permanent. Does it make a difference if the Democrats win or the Republicans win? You know what they all say? The world's going to end. Now the world's going to end. I'm 58 years old. How many people remember 9/11? And then right after 9/11, what happened? For just a brief moment of time, the whole United States is on one team for just a short period of time. And let me just say that it was 66%. There's still a third of them that didn't give a rip, right? And after a bunch of terrorists with Mideastern names take down the Twin Towers, our next president is who? Barack Hussein Obama. Oh my God. I know some of you don't want to believe this, but you should have watched what they said to McCain. McCain was running against him. He was in a town hall. And these people start saying, I'm not voting for a terrorist, a Muslim. I'm not doing it. He's an awful person. The world's going to end. If Obama gets elected, the world's going to end. And McCain grabbed the microphone away from the woman and said, listen, all that stuff that you're saying is not true. He's a decent person. I have disagreements with him, but he's a decent person wanting to make the best of what he can do. Do not say that negative stuff about him you don't know. In political history, I have never seen anybody that had the courage and the bravery to say somebody in the audience, you know what you were told and thought about the other team is not true. And it might have cost him the election. I don't know. Do people remember him? I don't know. I'm not getting into politics, but I know a certain person that called him a bunch of names. In a state that he was senator of, that loved him, the state of Arizona. And he said awful things about him. And his wife decided to endorse Kelly, the astronaut that was on the other team. If you don't think Trump saying negative stuff about McCain switched that state, you are ignorant. You don't take a state that everyone loves, that loves that senator, and then say negative stuff about him. I don't know. Some of you still think the referees are calling the wrong calls. I'm just saying that I think that if you didn't say anything negative about McCain, that, you know, prisoners of war, the people that get caught, they're losers. If you're a Trump fan and you said that was okay, this chapter is going to help you more than any. So, riches secured in a competitive plane are not satisfactory or permanent. They are yours today and another's tomorrow. Do you guys know a team that won the Super Bowl and then next time another team wins a Super Bowl, then another time another team wins a Super Bowl? As long as you're competitive, you might get some triumph for a little while, but somebody else is going to take your spot. Saddest thing for me to watch is a person that was an amazing, amazing boxer and martial artist. And they were the best of the best of the best. And then they just stay in too long. And they finally get up with a guy that, just like the champion, they've been dreaming for this their whole entire life. And they get a chance to go in against the champion and they take the belt away. That's what happens on a competitive plane. All right? If you become rich in a scientific, certain way, you must raise the entirely out of the competitive thought. You must never think for a moment that the supply is limited. Just as soon as you begin to think that all the money is being cornered. How many of you guys heard from Mark Cuban that if Donald Trump got elected, the stock market would fall and we'd go into the biggest depression we ever had? Didn't happen. But now what everybody is going to say? Oh, they're going to say, now that Biden's in, the economy is going to fall. How hopeless do you feel if whatever you do moving forward, because of whoever's president and the administration that's in there, they're going to take it away from you? I've increased my wealth and my impact every single year because I'm focused on progression. I'm focused on impact. I'm focused on helping other people. Are you getting it? Cornered, controlled by bankers and others. This book was written in 1910. This book was written in 1910. And so on. And the moment you drop into a competitive mind, your power to cause creation is gone. How many people believe in a creator? Do you know that you were created? Whether you believe in a creator or not, you are created. And what is your goal on this planet? To create. Your number one goal is to create. So whether you believe in a creator or not, you need to get rid of this competitive mindset. For those of you that know that I'm an entrepreneur, how many of you guys know that I have coached and trained people that are multi-millionaires and they're in other companies? I've coached and trained people and shared this wisdom with them. And two of them own a company that does $700 million a year for the past 26, 27 years. You guys ever heard of a guy named Phil Jackson? Yeah, he's an NBA coach. He won Super Bowl rings. He helped Michael Jordan and Pippen Rodman win championship rings. Then he went to the Lakers and helped Kobe Bryant win rings. Shaquille O'Neal wins rings. You can honestly be creative and help other people win. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing more fulfilling in the world than helping another human being win. So let's go on. Okay? Riches secured on a competitive plane. Oh, I already did that one. Okay? You will raise from competitive to creative plane. You can scan your business transactions very strictly. And if you are selling any man, let's say person, anything which does not add to their life, and the thing he gives you in exchange. So I don't have to have the best product. How many of you guys know that people market? It's like, my company's the best. My comp plan's the best. My marketing system's the best. My patent has got, 72 patents on it. And my product's the best. Have you guys noticed I don't lead with the product? Why? It's coming from a competitive nature. I don't recruit people based on telling them how awful their side is. How many of you notice that this works really good? Hey, Melody, you need to come to my side because your side's stupid. And anyone that believes in your side is an idiot, a racist, and they're deplorable. That's not the way to build a business. But yet, that's what Ford fans do to Chevy fans, and Ford and Chevy fans do to Chrysler fans. I'm Ford, I'm Chevy, I'm Chrysler. And while they're all being competitive, there was a manufacturer that came up with the concept called Kaizen, the never-ending improvement of getting better and better every day. A professor from the United States, Edward Deming, was told to go to Japan after we dropped bombs on them to help them get their economy back. And guess what Edward Deming said to him? You want to get the United States back? Yeah. Do it with automobiles and technology. Just consistently make them better than anything else. And you know who won the world champion last year in NASCAR? Toyota. You as American might not like this, but the TV that you're watching, the computer that you're watching this Zoom from, probably didn't get made in the United States. Ooh. So while everyone else is fighting and be competitive, there's another group of people that just became creative. And they said, we're going to be unique and we're just going to get better every single day. The competition, if you want to call it competition, is just with ourselves. The ability to get better than I was today, the better than I was yesterday, the better than I was a month ago. And so the way that you can change the world is by changing you. What if you didn't have to have a label? What if you didn't have to be independent? What if you didn't have to be libertarian? What if you didn't have to be Republican? What if you didn't have to be Democrat? What if you could take the labels away and just be the best you to impact the people around you? Have you ever heard this story? A person says, oh my God, I want to change the world. The world is so awful. Is there riots happening in other countries? Yes. Because they believe they have no hope. They don't believe that they have the ability. So while America might be going through some crazy stuff right now, I'm doing group trainings with 310 people. How many people do we have on here, Craig?
We're looking at about 170.
So we got 170 people on here. And this week, I've done trainings in Hungary with 310 people on it. And another training of over 100 people in Peru and Mexico. I know you guys think that we're all that in a bag of chips, but whoever ends up being president in this country, whatever year it may be, I'm still leaning out and talking to people that want a better life for themselves. They're still fighting for love. They're still fighting for them to be better. So while everyone's trying to figure out how to change the world or change your country or change your state, wow, I'm actually watching, are you a blue state or are you a red state? I don't know. I like to be purple. Purple is my favorite color. Right? So how many of you want to know who I voted for? I would never tell you in a million years. You know why? I'd upset 66% of you. Why would I want to go out of my way? Well, Robert, you got to stand for something. No, I don't. You know what I'll fight for? Is exactly what my mentor fought for. To take a broken down person that didn't believe in anything and thought, if I'm not a mechanic, I don't have any identity. I don't know what I'm going to be. And he says, Robert, I'll give you some wisdom to change your life where you can go from competitive to creative. And every day of your life is going to be an awesome day, because once you share that wisdom with other people and they can be proud to be unique, they can be a winner, they can be a miracle, they can fall in love with themselves. And now every day they go out and try to change other people's minds on how to be creative. So you change the world, you change your state, you change your city by changing you. How many people are liking this? And if you always find yourself picking sides, one day you're going to be a loser. Did you catch me? If you're always picking a team, you're always picking a team. You're always putting these tags on yourself. I really admire people that say I'm an independent or a libertarian. Why? According to our current government, our current United States, they don't have a snowball chance in hell. And they don't care. They'd rather fight for what they believe than just being a sheeple for somebody else. Oh, that was my inside voice. Now I really do have 66% of the people. No, I have 100% of the people mad at me now. So when you raise from a competitive to a creative plane, you can stand your business transactions very strictly. You can constantly be in a position where you're always putting other people in a better position than they were before they met you. Listen to this. If you're selling any person anything that does not add more to their life than the thing that he gives you in exchange, you can afford to stop. If you're in a competitive mindset and you don't have to beat anybody into business, some of you are constantly sharing with people that the reason that they got to do your business is because your company's better, your product's better, your comp plan's better. My God, do you have a job? Yeah, I got a job. You know, J-O-B, just over broke. How stupid are you? Are you working for somebody else? You need to be an entrepreneur. I know some of you do it. You make fun out of other people that are working for a living and they don't know any better. Why? Because you think your deal's better than theirs. So this might help you guys in wondering why I give this book out a lot. Let's see what the next thing is. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to, gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come, and it will keep you close to harmony with creative thought and prevent you from falling into that competitive thought. Do you guys realize that when people say to me, when I really got this competitive thought and creative thought in my mind, and people that are close to me know that I do this, people will reach out to me and say, are you Christian? And I said, it really depends on your definition. Because if you're a Christian and you think everybody else is idiots and going to hell, then no, I'm not a Christian. Is that what Jesus would do? Do you think Jesus walked around and said, hey, what religion are you? Yeah, well, you're going to hell. Let me get on a blowhorn. No, he got them to think creatively, that he led with love and no judgment. Did you guys catch that? So some people will say, Robert, are you a Republican or a Democrat? Tell me what your definition is. Well, it's very simple. What? If you're not a Republican, I'm not your friend anymore. Oh, yeah, I'm not a Republican. Because if I have to be who you are and your label, if I have to be a Vikings fan, if I have to be a Lakers fan, if I have to be a Dodgers fan, and you and I can't be friends, you're way too much in the competitive thought for you and I to be able to be friends. Why? Listen closely. Your number one objection is for me to lose. The only thing in your mind is you're the winner and I got to be the loser. Have any one of you ever been talked to by somebody where their number one goal is to make sure you felt like a loser? Why would you want to hang around people like that? Okay, so here's one that I just love. Is there a competitiveness right now between the rich and the poor? When are you guys going to get that everyone in the world gets power from dividing and conquering? So think of riches the world is coming into. Instead of the poverty it is growing out of. Do you guys know not only what happens every single year, but no one wants to talk about it? There's not only more people, but there's more people out of poverty. And everyone turns around and says that we got more broke people now than ever. That's not a true statement. So where's the big divide right now? The have and the have-nots. When you guys really get this, you'll notice virtually everything that you do in your life that someone's trying to get you to pull for one side or the other. And bear in mind that the only way in which you can assist the world in growing rich is by growing rich yourself. You got to lead by example through the creative method, not the competitive one. For those of you that know me really well, do you think that I want you to win? Do you feel it? Do you know it? I, again, want for you what I want for myself. What I want for you and myself, I want for everybody. When did you get someone to believe that if someone has, you can have? Because that's what they're trying to get you to think. The wealthy people have it all, and because they have it all, you can't have any. If you believe that, you're in trouble. Next one. On the competitive plane, the struggle to get rich is a godless scramble for power over men. This book was written in 1910. And Andrew Carnegie read the book and became the wealthiest person on the planet. Rhonda Byrne read this book and came up with the secret and made $300 million. Got on Oprah, got on Ellen, got on Larry King. You come up with something that can help other people. Why do you guys think I love this profession? Because I've helped hundreds of thousands of people supplement and replace their income. There's no better love and joy than that. And they're helping someone that believes that the government's against them, and they believe this party's against them, and they believe that the United States is against them, the superpowers. So if you live in Hungary, oh my God, China and the United States has it all. I'm going, no, I can teach you how to have it all. What? Really? You take the time to go out and inspire and help other people. Look at, on a competitive plane, the struggle to get rich is a godless scramble for power over people. I don't need to go through the rest of them. Did this help you guys at all? What if, what is this? Your Thana or whatever that word is, rainbows and unicorns. What if you could be fun, have fun, be loved, help people, and no one had to lose? There's enough for everyone. So really quickly, I wanted to go through. Yeah, I wrote some notes because I was so inspired in my prayer time today, my meditation time, and I did a good job. Good job, Robert. Good job, Robert. You covered it pretty good. One last thing I'll say. How many of you guys realize that when you focus on something, it gets worse? I won't spend a long time on this. I just want this to pop in your head. I want you to have a defining moment, a pop, a point of present, a paradigm shift. Do you know when we focus on something, it gets worse? So we focus on Ronald Reagan and Nixon. And we said, you know what? We're going to fight a war against drugs. Bad, 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 bad drugs. Just say no. And the more we focus on it, the worse it gets. The more we focus on it, the worse we get. So the more we focus on it, the worse it gets. I'm not saying you guys need to fight with Oregon or not. But did you guys see that they passed a law that virtually every drug is now not criminal? They're now finding out that magic mushrooms work better than narcotics and psychedelic drugs that stop people from being depressed, bipolar. Maybe they had something going on, Craig, in the 60s. That's when I was born. But now they're saying that people can use mushrooms one time and under a controlled situation, and they never, ever, ever have any anxiety or depression ever again. Because certain kind of drugs, I guess, strip you from your ego. And your ego wants to be competitive and wants everyone else to lose. Do you guys understand? So a lot of years ago, marijuana was pretty bad. Now I live in a red Montana and they legalized recreational marijuana. Why? Because they thought Colorado and California were nuts. And it turns out they're not. Have any one of you thought something that you knew for a fact? What's my great saying? If you know that you know that you know that you know something's true. A belief is only something that you thought more than twice. And what if your beliefs are not so? They're not true. When would you like to know? Some of you think being an entrepreneur is hard. Some of you think that being an entrepreneur and having financial freedom is hard and it takes a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of time. Wow. Limited belief, limited belief, limited belief. Because I was willing to follow someone that had a $62,000 check and I didn't think, I just acted and did what they did. I went from making $600 a month to $10,000 a month. 1 month, 45 days. But I had faith. So when you think about, you either are competitive or creative, competitive or creative. It's just like having faith or doubt, faith or fear. You're one way. They say one seed of faith, and what? You can move a mountain. Why? Because without a seed of faith, it's doubt. Doubt, I can't do this. I'm not a people person. I'm not a good salesperson. I'm not good at this. I'm not a good entrepreneur. I'm not a hard worker. I'm ugly. I don't sound good. I fill in the blank. Do you know how you become successful and happy? Follow this sentence. I am successful, fill in the blank. I am happy, fill in the blank. You guys get that? Okay. So where you focus energy on, it gets worse. Now, guess what happens to losers? Two things. One group gives up. The other group gets pissed off and they go into action. Have you guys ever noticed 8 years 8 years Republican, 8 years Democrat, 8 years Republican, 8 years Democrat. One term, 4 years Republican. Jimmy Carter, 4 years Republican. George Bush Sr., 8 years Democrat, 8 years Republican. Why? Because the winners go, we're winners. And the losers went, this is not going to happen next time. They say the best champions in the world are the champions that lose. Because once you get your belt taken away from you, you were a world champion, and now you got your ass kicked. There's two kinds of fighters. Well, I'm done. The other one goes, apparently I didn't work hard enough. Apparently I didn't focus enough. Apparently I didn't do the things I need to do. I got to get better. And some of them come back and take the championship again. Do you think when the Republicans lost against Obama, do you think they got motivated? Well, apparently, because now we have Trump. Yeah, until January 20th. Did you think that motivated the liberals? Oh, hell yeah. How many of you guys really, truly believe that for the next 16 years, it's going to be a Democrat? Because one group that wins relaxes, and the other group went, how did we lose? How did we lose? Whether you like Trump or not, all he focused on was 4 counties in 4 states. And he switched those blue counties to red counties that won the state, and that's how he got elected. Do you think that everyone was stupid and wasn't paying attention? So it didn't make a difference again that he made more votes than he did before. I just think the other group was a little more motivated. Are you motivated by winning or losing? Some of you have a great, great, great week in this business. Some of you have a great month in this business. And then you get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, all of a sudden you're, look at, I'm comfortable. My check went up. Ooh, I'm comfortable. My check went up. Ooh, I'm comfortable. My check went down. Now maybe I should go back to work. It's too late. It's too late. You've already been relaxing for 60, 90 days. So now you work harder and your check goes down. I'm really pissed now. I'm really going to work. And it goes down more. and it defeats you, you feel like a loser and you're off to another company. And the thing that, how many of you have heard people go to different companies? And what do they say right away? Oh my God, look how great I'm doing. Yeah, you're doing great, just like the first month you started your new company before. Because now your focus is not distraction. Your focus now comes down to this, and it comes down to this. And now you're just focused on this little thing of you getting better every day. Kaizen. And when you focus on getting better, you get results. All right. Okay, last thing. I know you guys have heard about Brene Brown. I just love what she says. There's 3 groups of people, a third, a third, a third. 1/3 does not give a rip or do they care about what you're doing and what you're passionate about. They're just not. It's not for them. Some people like being married, some people don't. Some people like having children, some people don't. Don't you guys find it interesting that when I learned this 33%, 33.3%, when I heard this and I went, are you trying to tell me there's 66% of the people on the planet that don't believe the way I believe? If you're a Christian, I think there's about 1 billion of them. Maybe a little more. There's 6 billion people on the planet. Just let that soak in for a little bit. So the whole concept is there's a group that doesn't know what's going on. Then there's a group that are in the stands. And then there's a group of people that are working on themselves every day to be creative in the service of other people. Put this in Google. The way to greatness is the service of many. The way to greatness is the service of many. The way to happiness is the service to all. Did you hear that? I don't care what age you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what Democratic, Republican, Independent, Libertarian. I don't care. I'm here to serve you. I want to do my very, very best to help you find happiness and fulfillment through the service of many. I'm just not working with one group of people. I'm working with people that are Hungarians. I'm working with people that are Africans. I'm working with people that are Peruvians. When are you going to be creative and start expanding your mind? I know there's people on the planet right now that are deliberately putting things on their Facebook profiles and they're saying, listen, if you're with the other side, I don't want to be your friend anymore. That's your prerogative. I just don't think it's the way to happiness. Fulfillment. What's the golden rule? Do unto others that you would like people to do unto you. Part of the golden rule is what I want for myself, I want for everyone. There's enough for everybody. And so in closing, I'm going to ask you to be the winner. I'm going to ask you to proclaim your uniqueness. Proclaim your uniqueness. What if there doesn't have to be any labels? You're a miracle. You're a winner. If you want to make change in this world, start with you. Is this a common theme that's always been said around the world? You are the change that you see in the world. And I know this is going to be hard for people to hear, but what if whatever your belief is, what if when you stand in front of your creator and your maker, is they just want to know a list of people that you made their lives better. Just let that sink in. So you're standing up there, whatever your belief is. I'm not trying to offend anyone's belief. Even if you feel like you don't believe, people say, well, I'm a non-believer. I'm an atheist. You believe in no God. That's a belief. So now your time here on the planet is gone. Like Jim Rohn said to me to motivate me, put me into action. He said, Robert, you died 2 times. One, when you stop breathing on this planet. And the second time was when people no longer mention your name. That motivates me to do messages like this, to try to get in people's heads. If this just helps one person go, man, I got to get that book. I'm tired of being competitive. I'm tired of being a loser. I'm tired of winning being temporary. I want to help other people. And when I got that in my mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I feel. I know there's nothing out there to prove this, but this is the world I created for myself. I just want to stand in front of my creator. And he says, Robert, tell me what you did, what you did to deserve to move on. And before I even open my mouth, there's millions of people up there going, let him in, let that guy in. And they're all applauding. And they're going, thank you, Robert, for going against the grain and reaching out to me and sharing this information and wisdom with me. And I just want to shrug my shoulders and have my creator say, well done, good and faithful servant. Well done. So if what's happening in your life is making you not feel good, then stop being competitive, become creative, start making an impact in other people's lives for only one reason: to help them, not to help you. Stop being selfish. And once you get this paradigm and you switch from a competitive mindset to a creative mindset, and every day you're out there sowing seeds, trying to help people that are unhappy, that feel like a loser, that are not inspired and have no hope. My number one goal for this whole entire training was to tell you that there's hope for you. If you're open and willing to listen, I can show you how to be happy. I can show you how to be fulfilled. I can show you how to be accepted. I can show you how to feel significant. I can show you how to be a contributor. I can show you how to be loved. This world is so simple. It's so simple. What you got to do is just give to others what you want. And right now in this day and age, people don't want to be told they're a loser. So I love and appreciate you guys so much. Again, I'm telling you, when you stop tying your label to other people's labels, I'm educated. I'm non-educated. I'm a white collar worker. I'm a blue collar worker. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I'm free. I'm not free. I'm a capitalist. I'm a communist. I'm female. I'm male. I'm a Southern. I'm a Northern. When you guys start, oh, I'm a Baptist. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Muslim. If you guys really look and see why we're so divided, is because we're competitive. If you're not happy and fulfilled, learn to be creative. You are born to be a creator. It's time for you to step into that realm. The more you know, the better you know, the better you can do. So I love and appreciate you. I believe in you. And if no one's giving you permission to succeed, let me be the first. I'm Robert Hollis. You can go on roberthollis.com and I have all the training there for free. Reach out to me. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you become great. And that's through the service of many. I love and appreciate you. Melody, back to you.
Wow, 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 Robert, that was amazing. And what I love about this is, Robert, for all the years that I've known you, for over a decade now, the basis of everything you've ever taught is so cohesive. Even now, I mean, it's always the same. It's always the same. Focus on helping others. In return, you'll have success. And just your heart, just for you showing up here every week for us is just absolutely amazing. We are so thankful. Everybody give it up for Robert. If you want more of Robert's trainings and you want it for free, definitely go to roberthollis.com/free and you can have access to this 24/7. So amazing. Reach out to Robert. He is the most approachable, genuine person that you'll ever meet, and just an incredible friend and mentor. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for spending your time here with us. I know it's the time most well spent for your weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next week, next Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you see the recording of this, share it with somebody that you know, touch somebody's heart, and keep making a difference. God bless each and every one of you. We love you. Thank you, Robert. You're amazing. Just
Love you. Thank you. God bless you guys. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Melody.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Craig, for all the resources you put down there.